to have supported over 5 million Nigerian farmers since 2019 to boost food production and strengthen rural economies across the country. Divergent views have continued to trade the claims of marginalization by some politicians in the northern part of Nigeria following the accusation of nepotism leveled against President Bola Tinubu. Opinions are divided over the president's distribution of political appointments, while some feel that Nigeria has always been plagued with issues of nepotism, favoritism, ethnicity, and religious sentiment on political appointments. Others believe that the president has been fair to all. The reports.
Nigeria political system and let me say current democratic process, either in the present or in the past, have always been placed on three tripods, on a tripod of 3 legs, and that is nepotism, favoritism, and ethnicity. The fourth one, of course, is religion, which has just been introduced now. So when you look at the tripod upon which Nigeria democratic process is standing, there is no way you can, things like that will not come up. That there's a particular section of the country that is being much favored because it comes from that, it's not from that region. So if another person from another region also take up the leadership, the same thing will come up. And that is why we are calling for a sovereign national conference, and there is need for us to sit down as a nation, as a country, to discuss our future. You know, you can govern this country without ethnic sentiment, without religious sentiment, without favoritism, nepotism here and there. And that is why we are saying that there is no need for federal character commission, you know, if Nigeria is truly a united country. But unfortunately, Nigeria is a conglomeration of different ethnic groups, you know, and particularly the major ethnic groups, the Hausas, the Igbo, Fulanis, and the Yorubas. But we also have the other one, the sub-ethnic groups, which is numbering up to 250. You know, we need to sit down as a nation to chart the way forward. You know, if we are wearing the same clothes all over and over again, the clothes one day will tear, will turn to rag. But if you decide to look at yourself and then you now decide to get a new, you go to market and buy a new clothes and discuss with the seller so that you now see the way forward. You are going to wear a new clothes. We cannot continue to be having, you know, new wine in an old skin. It won't work, you know.
It is surprising if politicians from the north are complaining that the Bola Tinubu administration is favoring the south more than the north. Well, as human, sometimes, even if you have twins as your children, the way you respond to them may not be exactly the same. So I would not say exactly that. Yes, things are maybe a bit favorable to the south than the north, a bit. But you can't compare that to the Buhari administration, where everything, almost everything, was for the north, including, you know, spending our hard-earned money to construct a road to places outside Nigeria. So when I want my kinsman to be governor or the president, certainly I want something to be more favorable to me. But I don't think the Tinubu administration has been so conspicuously partisan to the south. I think they spend more money in the north. Even all the aspirants, all the presidential aspirants, they tend to focus on north than in the south. So what they are complaining about from the north, I think, is a bit far-fetched. Tinubu has been very fair.
the natural thing for the federal establishment is that people expect a kind of balance in appointments, in construction of roads and facilities, creating universities and states and so on. They want a balance. But when there tends to be an imbalance in administration, people will seem to complain. But Nigerians, from my point of view, they tend to be so tribalistic in the way they operate. They want to take care of their home first, and then make sure that they will be well received when they finish, the tenure of office. And from that point of view, they tend to take care of where they will return to at the end of the day. But frankly speaking, this tendency of the North complaining is really far-fetched in my own opinion also, because every president who desires to run a second term knows that he gets the largest votes from the North. And from that point of view, he will want to favor them, do whatever they seem to desire, in order that they would capture their votes during the elections. And I think all these things they are all doing is towards election purposes. And therefore, no one can really pin down any president for having been able to, for being able to favor his own southern something than the other.
The federal government has declared Friday a public holiday to commemorate the Eid al-Maulid celebration marking the birth of the Holy Prophet Muhammad. This is contained in a statement by the Permanent Secretary and Minister of Interior, Dr. Magdalene Ajani, adding that the Minister of Interior, Dr. Olubomi Tunji-Ojo, extended warm felicitations to Muslims in Nigeria and worldwide, urging the faithful to reflect on the virtues of peace, love, humility, tolerance, and compassion exemplified by the Holy Prophet, as she stressed that values are essential in building a united, prosperous, and progressive nation. According to Dr. Ajani, the minister called on Nigerians to pray for the country's peace, security, and statistics while supporting the government's efforts in fostering national harmony and sustainable development. Dr. Tunji-Ojo also emphasized that the celebration of Eid al-Maulid offers an opportunity to strengthen bonds of brotherhood, promote peaceful coexistence, and imbibe the Prophet's teachings of mutual respect and selfless service to humanity. He urged citizens to remain law-abiding, security concerns, and supportive of government policies aimed at ensuring the collective well-being of all Nigerians. You are welcome to the sports segment. Super Eagles are facing a huge battle to qualify for next summer's World Cup. Victor Osimhen is back in the Nigeria squad for the World Cup qualification doubleheader. Osimhen was not involved for the Super Eagles during the last international break, left out by Eric Chile for the Unity Cup triumph with 1-1 draw against Russia. A part of the reasons for the striker's absence was Galatasaray's 2024-2025 campaign that did not include until late last May, which Chile wanted to give opportunity to some of the homegrown emerging talents. Osimhen is recorded alongside the likes of Ademola Lookman, Felix Iwobi, Olaino, and Calvin Bassey for games against Rwanda on Saturday and South Africa next week. And moving on to the foreign scene, Madagascar has received 3 colonial-era scores from France 128 years after they were taken from the Indian Ocean nation, including the one believed to be that of Madagascar king, beheaded by French troops. The scores were welcomed with a ceremony attended by the president, Andre Antananarivo. According to reports, public pressure has grown in the recent years for former colonial powers such as France and Britain to return artifacts taken from Africa and Asia. The scores presumed to belong to King Tuera and two others from the Sakalava ethnic group. Farming ended over to Madagascar at a ceremony held at France Culture Ministry. A military guard of honor raised swords as three men in traditional dress carried the skulls, draped in and clothed out of the plane that landed in Autonoravira. And that ends the major news on OSBC TV. It was edited by Abdi Jalil Adebisi. I am Olubumi Ajiboye Agbola, wishing you a pleasant night.